Bold and Beautiful, 5406, 827, 2008.
Red flag warnings have been posted for all of Los Angeles and San Bernardino counties as the Santa Ana winds off the desert have once again returned. Folks, it's going to be a hot night in the city of Los Angeles.
Taylor wants you to be a mother to her baby.
She is having serious bonding issues with Jack.
And she wants you to do this.
Yes.
Are you sure? I'm just having trouble visualizing Taylor asking you to mother her child.
Well, I'm not just anybody, Rich. I am Jack's mother.
I just came from Nick's.
How did he react?
He was pretty surprised.
But he understood, though, right?
Well, I had to explain it to him. He couldn't believe that I would actually give my child to Brooke. And he knew I wouldn't do that unless I thought it was the best thing. So hard letting go.
Hey. The door was unlocked, so I...
Just letting a little breeze in. It's a hot night.
Yeah, the Santa Anas are really kicking up.
How are you?
Baby's fine. I saw Dr. Casberry.
Well, that's good. What about you?
I'm good. Great. We haven't talked for a while, so I spoke to Bridget today.
Taylor's been having a lot of problems with Jack. I only found out about it recently. But it's been going on for months now. Ever since Taylor got custody of Jack.
You called it a bonding issue?
Every time Taylor holds him, he cries.
Well, maybe he's teething. There are lots of reasons that a baby would cry.
No, it's more than that.
Has she talked to the pediatrician yet?
Yes, and to many experts as well. The simple truth is, Jack doesn't respond to Taylor like a baby should respond to his mother. Taylor's finally accepted that, and that was a big move on her part.
Sounds kind of crazy to me. You did tell Taylor it's not a good idea, right? Logan? Logan, you didn't agree to this.
So you talked to Bridget.
Yeah. She's trying to put everything behind her, but obviously she's still very upset.
I know she is.
You saw her?
Yeah, she came and got her stuff to move out.
Oh. I'm sorry. I thought maybe with a little time you two might be able to work things out.
She wants a divorce. She's made up her mind.
You know, it's funny. She said something to me today.
What's that?
She said that, she wants you and I to move on with our lives the way she has. And she thinks that we should do it together.
You think she meant that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, as usual, she's thinking about everyone but herself. In this case, it's the kids, our baby, and Jack.
Jack.
Yeah, what about him?
You haven't talked to Brooke?
No.
Taylor's having trouble bonding with Jack. And she has asked Brooke to take over as his mother.
Logan, tell me you're not going along with this.
This child is in need of a mother.
Well, fine. Let Katie or Jackie fill that need. Don't you realize how complicated this would be for everyone?
Complicated for whom?
All of us, Brooke. You especially.
It wouldn't be complicated for me. I love that baby.
I know you do, but what if Taylor changes her mind? She loves that child as much as you do.
That won't happen.
You don't know that. She told you she'd give you full custody.
She can't do that. She shares custody with Nick.
Oh, so you and Nick are gonna raise this boy?
No, Ridge. Nick is Jack's father. So when he's not with Nick, then I was hoping that you and I could be raising him.
Brooke, you're a wonderful person. You're a wonderful mother. But this just spells complete and total disaster as far as I'm concerned. I can't be a part of this, Brooke. You're just gonna have to tell Taylor no.
Do you really think that Ridge is going to be able to raise Nick's child?
Ridge? I mean, I'm sure he'll be okay. My mom will talk to him and... Listen, I wouldn't really worry about that, okay?
You know, what if, the whole point has been to put the baby in a loving, stable environment, and now I've made the wrong choice. And there's an issue between Ridge and Brooke. That could really affect him.
Okay, who's always the one telling me to think positively here? Come on.
I'm trying to do that, but, I'm the one that carried him. And I just want him to have a happy childhood.
I know.
And what if I've sent him to a place where he's not 100% accepted? And what if everything falls apart and it doesn't work out? That'll really mess him up.
Okay.
I don't want to be responsible for something like that.
Listen to me for a second, okay? This is going to work out. Because it's your intention, and it's a good intention. And it comes from a place deep inside you where the only motivation is Jack's happiness and your love for Jack, right? Look at me. I want you to think about something. Think about how selfless you've been. The sacrifice that you had to make, the choice you had to make. It was the ultimate sacrifice. Do you know where you got the strength to make that choice? The unconditional love that a mother has for her child.
So I don't understand. Taylor agrees with all this? She's just gonna hand Jack over to Brooke?
That's right.
How do you feel about it?
Concerned? We all want what's best for Jack.
Yeah, I mean, of course he would be your first priority. He would be mine.
Brooke loves the boy. There's Ridge, there are issues there.
Yeah, I'll say.
I'd like your input on this. I'd like to know how you feel.
Well, I think that Brooke would be a great mom. And obviously Taylor agrees. And you'd be spending as much time with him as ever, right?
Well, I figured he'd be spending half his time here, getting to know his new half-brother or half-sister.
You mean?
We are having a baby together, remember?
Yeah, it's just that we haven't really talked about the future, so.
Well, I don't want to keep this child a secret unless, of course, you do.
No, of course not.
Well, then let's work some of this out together.
Together?
I think that's what I said.
Are you sure it wasn't just a slip of the tongue?
No. I want to work this out. You and me and our baby. Together.
You're asking me to reject my child?
You've got to stop thinking about him that way.
Biologically, Jack is my son.
Brooke, you don't have to take this on.
I wouldn't be taking anything on. I'd be raising the child that I love.
We'd be raising Nick Maroney's child. Come on, Brooke. Nick and I see eye to eye on nothing. I'm supposed to be a stepfather to this child, this poor little child. It'd be a terrible situation for him.
Nick will respect your position.
Nick hasn't respected anything concerning me. It would be a nightmare for all of us. Brooke, please, look. You and I have two beautiful little children we have to consider here.
And Hope and RJ would love to have a little brother.
I feel very strongly about this, Brooke. We've got a wonderful little family here. Dad's on the mend. Everything in our life seems to be going right now. Why jeopardize that with something that's inherently dysfunctional?
I was hoping that you would understand.
I do understand.
No. No, you don't, Ridge. Not really. I love you, and I love our life together, and everything about it. But first and foremost, I am a mother, and my child is crying out for help. So what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just ignore that? Well, I can't. Jack needs me, and I have to be there for him. How do I do it, Ridge? How do I shut out the crying voice of a child that has my blood running through his veins?
Might not be as bad as you think.
No, it is bad. I have witnessed it. He's lost. He feels abandoned. Every child that age needs to be with his mother. And Taylor can't be that with him. He really doesn't feel like Taylor is his mother. I understand your concerns, Ridge. And they are very real. And we will deal with them. But everything pales in comparison to what this little boy is going to be growing up with. And all of his abandonment issues. I just can't let that happen to him. We can't let that happen to him.
I just want to protect you, our children, even Jack. But this thing you're suggesting of raising Nick's child, I just see so many ways that it could all blow up in our face. What if Taylor changes her mind? What if Nick changes his mind? And I can see what would happen to us, you especially, if this little baby was plucked out of our family after we'd already bonded with him. It's the same dilemma I've always dealt with since the first time I met you. Your heart is so huge. I see the logic in things, you see the love. I see the future, you see the present. I see how disastrous all this could turn into, and all you see is the hope that it could actually work out. Makes me crazy, Logan, but it's you. It's the woman I fell in love with the very first moment I ever laid eyes on you. Your happiness is my priority. So if this is what you really, honestly want, I'm there for you.
Yes. And we will make this work. We will work. And whatever comes our way, we can face it together. Yeah. I love you. I love you.
Am I creating another disaster for you, Brooke? Is that what Jack will be to you, Rich?
I love you, Doc.
What am I doing? Those days are over. I've moved on. I've got to forget about you, Rich. I've got to forget about you. I've got to forget about you. I've got to forget about you. Rich.